I'm Rose and I am from Minerva. Today's video will be all about perfect patterns and fabric pairings. And before I get started, don't forget that you can find all the links to the patterns and the fabrics in the description box below. Any comments or questions that you have, please feel free to put them in the comments section. And you can also follow Minerva for more videos like this one. Just simply click the follow button above this video. So let's get started with the first one. The first fabric we have is this 100% cotton, lightweight, non-stretch woven fabric. It's a beautifully quirky and fun fashion print inspired design, something that really, won't go out of trend. It's a lightweight fabric and the feel is quite soft, but it is a little crisp. So it will hold things like darts and minor sort of structural elements, but for things like collars and cuffs, do use an interfacing because it just need that added strength to hold that shape. It's paired with the Style Arc Teddy pattern. It's a loose fitting and simple in design pattern. It is classed as medium to challenging though, so because it has this like little tricky collar, but paired with this fabric, it will really show off this design really quite well. You could also add, say, a contrasting colour to the collar, to make this even more unique than it already is. So yeah, give it a go. The teddy top is uniquely designed and it comes in the two lengths, either a top or a tunic. The gorgeous collar sits high on the neck and the stitched facings and swing back with a high-low hemline. It gives it an incredibly luxe look. The great thing about this pattern is that it doesn't need a lot of extras. If you wanted the collar to have a bit more structure, you could put in a lightweight interfacing. The pattern of this fabric is like a floral vine design. I've got it here in grey, so we've got the light coloured vines as a background and the dark coloured vines on the foreground. It's made from 100% cotton and is a broadcloth cotton, so it's got a very characteristic feel of like the stiffness there. This fabric has the strength and stability to be paired with the Butterick B4669 pattern. This is a corset pattern with a few different styles, so it's very important to create mock-ups first so you can be sure of the right fit. Perhaps use a calico just to begin with. It is an advanced pattern, so if you are thinking of giving it a go, do take your time. There's a few different elements that will need practice, like the eyelets and the straps, and don't forget that with a corset, the fit is very important. The pattern though will suit this fabric really well. The corset pattern, is very historical in design, so this is an amazing fabric to use that pattern with. The corset is lined and its close-fitting corset has neck and lacing variations. Style B is a peplum and C and D have pleated back peplums. The extras you'll need include eyelets, and the quantity will depend on whatever style you're doing, and of course you'll also need the ribbon or cord for the corset lacing back. You could also embellish this corset with, say, some appliques or some sequins, beads or jewels, and you can find a lovely range of appliques available on the Minerva website. Another bold printed fabric here in green, and it's paired with the pattern Simplicity 8615. This pattern is an overall and jumpsuit pattern. It's a great retro vibe to it, and although generally overalls are considered workwear, I see no reason why they couldn't also be fashionable, and in this fabric they certainly are. The Simplicity pattern does have a few elements to it, such as the straps and the belt, so if you are unfamiliar with doing those types of elements, then perhaps give them a bit of a practice first. Also, you will need an interfacing to go with this fabric, just to make sure that it holds that structure for the collar. I personally love this fabric. I think it would make a fantastic pairing with this pattern. So yes, give it a go and show us what you make on the Minerva website. The pattern of this fabric, as you can see, is an abstract sort of design, so I really wouldn't worry about pattern matching this, as I really doubt it would be noticeable. It's made from 100% Lenzing Ecovir viscose, and it has a twill structure throughout. It's quite a soft fabric, as you can see. It's really quite drapey, it moves really quite well, and it does also have a slight sheen to it.
Here's the back of the pattern for the 8615 vintage jumpsuit and overall. Now on the illustration you can see the bottom of the trousers have this slight flare to it. Really, it's a classic 70s style. These can be made into turners with only a little bit of pattern adapting. Style A has a collar, belt and sleeves, making it a very stylish overall, and style B is more of your classic dungarees look with the crossover straps and pockets. For style A you'll need a 22-inch zip, a hook and eye and a 2-inch wide slide buckle, and style B will require a 9-inch zipper, 1/4-inch double fold bias tape, 4 buttons, 1 pair of overall buckles and a no-sew buttons. Don't forget you can join the Minerva Craft Club, and when you do you get a 10% discount upon signing up. And if you create a free account with us, we'll also send you a discount code to use on your next order. When you do sign up with Minerva, please do get involved with the community. We love to see all of your creations, and you can also follow other sewers and see what they're up to as well. Any questions, please feel free to mention them in the comments section below and we will get back to you, and all the products mentioned in this video will be tagged in the description below. You can also follow Minerva for more videos, and you'll find the follow button is just above this video. Whatever fabric you buy, do allow for a 10% shrinkage. When you do get your fabric, don't forget to pre-wash it all. This is just to allow for that shrinkage before you cut out your pattern pieces.
Fashion really wouldn't be fashion without the unique and the quirky, and this fabric really does tick all those boxes. A pattern such as a Starlark Ariana dress would be a fantastic match for this material. It does have pockets on the front, so you could position a lobster over top that pocket, or even use, a contrasting colour to make a statement out of the pockets, and generally just who doesn't love pockets. And buttons on the front, because it is a button fastening, you could use self-covered buttons as well to, make a statement out of them. And yeah, it's just a fantastic, fun fabric to use.
From the illustration for the Starlark Ariana dress, you can see that the back is actually elasticated, which makes it incredibly easy to wear. It's easy fitting with only the buttons and no zip, so it's perfect for a summertime day dress. You will need buttons for this dress, and the elastic is 6mm wide. The skirt has gathers at the fall from the waist, and with 2 large patch pockets. And if you don't want a dress, you can also make this one into a midriff top.
If you're looking to make a coat or say a jacket, then this is a perfect pairing for those types of garments. It's a vegan wool coating fabric and it's made from 80% polyester, 18% viscose and 2% elastane. I have it here in this soft pink called Rose. It is a heavy coating fabric, but it's surprisingly thin and soft, really soft in fact. Now this fabric is kind of the complete opposite of slippery. In fact, it sticks together extremely well, which in one way is good because it means that your pieces won't slide against each other when you're sewing them. But it does also mean that when it is in the machine, there's very little movability. So do make sure that all your pieces are lined up properly before you sew. You'll need to get suitable needles for your machine when sewing with this fabric, some that will be able to cope with a heavier weight fabric, and also get some strong polyester matching thread as well. For a more lightweight option, you won't necessarily need to line this fabric if you don't want to. Instead, just make sure that your seam finishes are neat and tidy. Personally, I think I'd use either a French seam or maybe a bias bound seam. I love a good peplum, so I would pair this with the notch shawl collar and the lantern sleeves for a fabulously fitted coat. Now this is classed as a challenging pattern due to the many different combinations, but with a little bit of practice you could make a whole lovely range of fabulous coats and jackets.
The extras for the Princess Charms coat pattern include a lining fabric if you are going to line it for, say, a winter coat, interfacing, half a yard of muslin, some scrap or organza fabric, and this is optional to finish the bound buttonholes, thread to match, and some buttons or snaps. On this illustration we've got the different styles of this coat pattern, so you can see the bodice, there's a peplum, full skirt, the shawl collars and the sleeve options. Underneath there's some possible combinations, and as you can see the jacket with the bell sleeve and peplum is a really nice stylish looking coat. The crop jacket and the lantern sleeves is also quite a unique design, and you can have these as a full length coat with a full skirt, or even just a cropped one if you didn't want that flared skirt at all.
This next set is a pattern for children, and it's paired with this Atelier Brunette Challis fabric called Shade. Now this is made from 100% lens and Ecovir fabric, and it's classed as medium weight. It does have a really quite nice amount of drape to it. It's sort of matte in appearance, but it's a light fabric to wear. The pattern this is paired with is a Simplicity 8850 pattern. It's a jumpsuit and play suit pattern, and it also has a couple of extra patterns for a teddy bear and a basket, which will need to be made in a different fabric. The tops of all the dresses and the play suits have this crossover design, and the top is lined, so you could either line it in this material or maybe use a more sturdy fabric such as a polycotton or a cotton fabric. The pattern design of this fabric is a very modern design. It's like a shattered abstract look, and I have it here in the colour Cactus.
As you can see, the 8850 is a toddler's dress, jumpsuit, basket and bunny pattern. Style A, B and C have that crossover bodice design and a nice little flared skirt or trousers, and style B has these little ruffled sleeves. You'll need a matching thread to sew with, and for A you'll also need a button.
The next pairing we have is a very classy combination and shows that you don't always need an expensive fabric to make a garment look high-end. Here we have a soft touch crepe fabric in mocha brown, and this is made from 100% polyester. The good thing about polyester is that it doesn't really need to be ironed, so it's very easy to care for. And this is quite a lightweight drapey fabric, as you can see. It's very floaty. As the name suggests, this is a very soft touch of material, so it will suit the Vogue pattern 1645. The front of this pattern does have a wrap over piece that is secured with a belt, so because this is a lightweight fabric you will need to interface that belt just to give it some more stability. But otherwise this material creates such a beautiful and floaty jumpsuit with this pattern, and it'll be perfect for both day wear and evening wear. It is classed as an intermediate to challenging pattern, so be sure to give it a try in, say, some other fabric first, just to make sure that you can get familiar with the pattern.
This is the back of the pattern for the V1645. On the illustration at the bottom you can see the structural elements of this pattern, how it creates this wonderful crossbody design. With patterns such as this, a plain fabric like this crepe is a perfect option as it will show off the structure of this pattern well. A pattern fabric may take away from these techniques that you really do just want to show off. Extras include interfacing and lining, which you could also use this fabric for, a 7-inch invisible zip, a buckle with a prong, metal eyelets and a 1/4 inch double fold bias tape.
Last but not least, we have the Canyon denim fabric in chestnut. As its name suggests, it's a denim fabric with a twill weave. It has no stretch and it's made from 65% cotton and 35% polyester. It is a strong fabric. It doesn't have much drape fitted garments, so for structured garments this is absolutely perfect to use. It's a wonderful fabric to sew. It isn't slippery, and in the close-up you'll be able to see that twill structure that you see in the denim fabrics.
It's classed as a medium weight fabric and comes in many colours. The perfect pattern pairing for this material will be the Heroine pattern by Merchant & Mills. It's a fabulous jean pattern and has some great elements like the decorative stitching on the pockets. You'll get the paper dressmaking pattern with fully illustrated instructions, which is always handy. Additional requirements include the matching thread, a 7-inch metal jean zip, 1 button, jeans needle, large eye sewing needle and plain cotton fabric for the pockets bag.
I mean, who doesn't love a good pair of jeans? They're comfy, they're hard wearing, and you know, there's so many reasons why they are a staple in many people's wardrobes. So to make your own, you know, would be a fantastic achievement, and not to mention really the customization that you can make with this pattern. I mean, jeans aren't the easiest things to fit really, so to be able to make your own to your own body shape, you know, would be fantastic. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed all the pattern and fabric combinations that I've shown you today. If you do have any questions or any comments, please do pop them in the comment section below. And don't forget that all the links to the patterns and the fabrics will be found in the description box. For more videos like this one, do follow Minerva. You'll find the follow button above this video. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.